So many people that are building products are not necessarily too worried about business acumen. Business acumen is going to help you to understand what business is and help you to be a little bit, let's say, a little bit more business savvy. What I don't want you is that you are completely lost when you are hearing about things like budgeting, financial statements, market research, and so on. So if you're a person who is building some kind of product out there, most likely at some point or another, you are going to have to try to understand what the business side of building products is. So let's go through some of the aspects that are going to be most important for you to actually understand. Before I start, what would be your business acumen that you think that you have? Let's rate it between 1 to 10. 1 being not that great, 10 being like, yeah, I'm on it. First of all, you have to understand market research. You have to understand how to do a potential analysis of your market. Who are going to be the personas that you are selling to? Who are the potential competitors out there? What kind of share of the market they have? All these things that are going to give you a better understanding of the landscape out there and what is your positioning and how you can actually build the products that are going to help them. And what is going to be actually the potential market for the product that you're building. This is something that it should be very interesting for you to know because basically you're building a product to solve a problem for people. You generally want that product solves the problem to as many people as possible. So while you are doing your market research, this might help you to understand that, hey, you're building a product that is really relevant or for certain people, but maybe there's too few people to actually make a business or a living out of it. Because if there's only like 20 people that have that problem is not necessarily a product that you want to build. It might be that you have to build a service for them. So it will help you understand the potential reach that problem has on the population out there. You can do this by doing a total addressable market, serviceable addressable market, serviceable obtainable market exercise. Another part that you will have to understand is go-to-market. Go-to-market is very, very important to understand because this is going to tell you and help you understand how your product is going to go out to the customers. This is super important to know and to understand because there are going to be some constraints based on how the product is going to be, for example, sold. Is it a product that is going to be sold only online, or is it a product that is going to be sold one-to-one, or is it a product that is going to be sold in physical shops? All these are going to potentially have different problems that you will have to help solve as a product person. And this is going to help you, for example, to prioritize, to build your roadmap, and even build your product strategy. When you're talking about go-to-market, you're going to talk about different aspects like pricing, product, promotion, and placement. So these aspects you are going to have to be familiar with to understand what is going to be the price range that we are selling our product, how we are selling, what kind of payment methods do we accept. These might be things that are going to impact directly the roadmap. If you have to accept things like PayPal or Bitcoin as a payment method. The ways that the product is promoted is also something that it might affect to how the product behaves. It might be that there's internal or promotion within the product. For example, to promote people that are doing a free trial to purchase a license of that product. So there are many aspects in the go-to-market that are going to potentially affect the behavior and the roadmap of that product. Very important for you to understand what go-to-market is. Customer journey. This is probably one of my favorite topics to touch upon and probably one of the most ignored ones. And customer journey, very, very related to go-to-market. But in the customer journey, you actually go and map out the journey of how the customer is actually first going to discover your product, potentially how they're going to be considering your product, or what can you help to do for them to consider your product. So for example, having a free trial, having a freemium, having a whatnot. Something that is going to help them consider if this product that you are building is something that they should be taking into use or not. How are they going to pay for your product? How are you going to service them? If they have a problem, who they're going to call? So all these things are going to be very important to define and to build this journey so you are actually understanding how they are going to move through and potentially what you had to implement in your product to be able to promote or enable those behaviors or that ideal journey that you want to build. Remember, there's also the loyalty part or the referral part that in the end that is going to enable or promote or help those promoters of your product to share the love with others. It's going to be important that you understand financial statements. And yes, you don't have to be a finance guru. So it would be great if you understand sales numbers, revenue numbers, profit numbers, debt numbers, and understand a little bit what all this mean and what are the relations. And potentially this helps you understand better in what kind of financial position your product, your business is in. And yes, you don't have to be a guru, but in the times that we are now, especially when you think about the layoffs that have been going on all this time, I would recommend you to understand and potentially read those financial statements because it might benefit your product and how you plan your product, but also it might benefit your career and understand what the position of the company or the product that you're working for is. You also have to understand budgeting. At some point, potentially you are going to have to budget a budget for your product. What is going to be the cost and expenses that I'm going to have during the next year? Understand how I got for example, let's say that I got a loan or I got a whatnot of $100,000 and I can spread it out and can hire some consultants to come and help me doing the job. How am I going to distribute this over the year? Doing this kind of budgeting is going to help you understand and help you plan properly. I've seen many times that companies just get a budget and they just start spending without a clear plan of, hey, this part of the budget is going to go to development or to software engineers. This is going to go to designers. This is going to go to promotion, marketing. How is it going to be distributed about all the different aspects of go-to-market? And how am I going to address it over the year? That's going to give me a very clear plan of how to spend that money. Stay on budget and don't go over budget and then don't just blow it because it happens. And finally, it would be great if you are able to do some kind of business case. I'm not talking about the old traditional business case of 20, 100 pages. I'm just talking about a basic business case that is going to help you understand better how your business is going to behave. You're going to take many of these aspects that I talk about, like the go-to-market, but you're going to also take other aspects like what is the problem that I'm solving? What is the vision of the product or the service I want to propose? What is the solution that I'm proposing? What is the team that I want there? What are the finances that I'm going to need? What kind of budget I'm going to need? How am I going to go to the market? Understanding how to build a business case is going to be great and super helpful for you. And yes, some people hate business cases. And if you are not comfortable building more like a business case, you can also build it as a pitch deck if you are more comfortable with that. Pitch decks in general, for me, there's very little difference between a pitch deck and a business case. The only thing is that a pitch deck typically is more like a summarized presentation made much nicer to read than a business case document is. But in reality, they're going to have relatively similar aspects and they're going to help you understand that, hey, you have a great idea. You have found a problem. You have a great vision and you have an idea of how to take and turn this problem into a viable business. This is what you want to do with a business case. This is what you want to do with a pitch deck. So very important for you to understand how to build these ones. I talk about market research. I talk about researching the potential market for your product. If you want to see how to do an exercise on TAM, SAM, and SOM, go check out this video. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. And remember, stay safe.